Hello, this is Mohammed Shilon coming to you now from North Carolina, USA. This is VOS television, and today is Sunday, March 10th, 2024, the eve of the start of Ramadan. So, generally, just like we might say, compliments of the season. In Islam, we say Ramadan Mubarak. Happy Ramadan, looking forward to Ramadan. So we hope we all go maintain the general spirit with which we always approach Ramadan, Christians or Muslims, in these holy months. So that said, as usual, when I know say I get a co-host by the name of Mr. Victor Mengat, we tap or they or live in England in the county of Surrey, Surr, I guess AY or Y. And so Mr. Mengo, they come from that county, they but go better describe and pronounce the county within England than I will be able to do. Also, there are certain things I need to touch Uchuna when, normally for the convenience of we listeners and we callers or we audience. That is to just give a certain telephone numbers. Since this is an interactive show, meaning that it's live and people do call in sometimes or send in comments, and we respond in like manner. We always want to give people the means by which they can able access will reach me very quickly. So if you are in North America, and I always try to let people understand, say, whoa, they talk about North America in this particular sense. It's Mexico, the United States, and Canada. So there is a toll-free number for that if you live in one of these three countries that I just mentioned, Mexico, USA, and Canada. Then there's a toll-free number. You don't have to, it doesn't have to cost you a dime to make the call, and that is 1-866-944-7722. 1-866-944-7722. If you're calling from the UK, you can call from +44 2080 891455. Calling from the UK, United Kingdom, it will be +44 2080 891455. Likewise, if you're calling from Australia, there's also a local number that you can call from where you will be able to reach we. Now, +61 2909 84337. +61 2909 84337. Now, we also have WhatsApp, which provides the universal number, regardless of whose partner in the world you call from. And you can able for reach we without any expense to you in terms of telephone cost or fee. And that is the WhatsApp line, which is 1-343-997-5828. 1-343-997-5828. And last but not least, we also get a radio station for which also we have an app. An app will go enable you from different part of the world. If you download the app, you will be able to catch a radio station, and presently operates within the western area, within the city of Freetown, in the eastern part of Freetown. But if you get the app, it doesn't matter how far you are. If you download the app, you will be able forget the station. It's 91.9 FM. 91.9 FM. Also, so if you tune in that station there, and if you now the Freetown area, particularly in the eastern part of Freetown, you go be able to get we and get the show and get the other shows. Then we when I say get the show, we're not going to see them video wise because not radio, but we're not going to get the audio aspect of the show, the listening part of it or the hearing part of it. So that said, let's move on to what today's topic is going to be. Today's topic is going to be a continuation of what we discussed the last time. You know, the last time we talked about the toll gate, we talked about the problem with the contract them or the agreements them with governments they reach, which companies which which sometimes leave people like we for belief say because it's so suspicious because we don't. Some of us are not convinced that we government officials them are that uninformed or ill-informed or totally ignorant of what the content of the agreements then be where they go into, where they sign. We're not convinced that they are that naive and uninformed. So we just wonder whether there is some deliberate act on the part of and what the motivation might be for the get into their agreements there, where they know say is detrimental to the interests of the country and the people, and then still they sign them. You know, the toll gate, the airport agreement, you know, and now even with the talk about the vehicle inspection process, or what we will call road worthiness test or vehicle worthiness test for make sure say vehicles that on the road are safe so they don't go cause on predictable accident, because some accidents go happen just by guesswork for say, okay, the way this road constructed, the roadway, the speed at which people in the drive, accident will happen. That is you can predict that, and if it happens, it's still an accident because you don't know when it was going to happen. If it was going to happen, you just make educated guess. But in this instance, where we not put into effect the safety conditions of vehicles on the road, and Mr. Mengot will get into that, where Parliament again, Parliament get all that responsibility there, and again we're beginning to see our Parliament just they're not seem for care, they're not seem for to do them work. Then they left all the job for be done by the executive, and the executive to do things to their advantage, not to what is advantageous to the country. So we will talk about the roadworthiness test. And then this latest accident will happen at Doazak Farm, at Freetown, with a truck. But I want to remind everybody, every time we see such incidents, you have to think about the rest of the country. What is happening upline? Then we brought us there where they run government, where claims say, and they run the country. What in the happens as some of the areas that we didn't come out with are not being reported. So people like we know the comment on them because we don't know them. We don't know say them or call. So because Freetown is just what we will call a microcosm, a small part of what happened in the country. Or maybe a major part, but it's part, not to the whole thing. But for every accident, reckless on foreseeable, preventable accident will happen in Freetown, there is a likelihood that somewhere in the rest of the country is happening and it's never reported. You know? And so we want to talk about that. So that said, let me pass on over to my co-host, Mr. Mengot. We're going to introduce him. We don't need any introduction, but he normally will do his own introduction. I don't have to introduce him. But also, as we know, he is a very knowledgeable person with respect to parliamentary procedure, governance, and the fact that expertise also go into transportation, operation, and all of that. So we are always benefiting from knowledge and expertise in that area than this. So I hope when I go listen and when I go call and when I go participate as usual. So again, I just lay the predicate. Now, yeah, when these things are said, whatever may come across as criticizing government, we are not blaming the existing government for anything. We're saying the pattern as things are and they used to be must change. If we're really serious about making things better, things don't get better when we'll keep the repeat, the mistakes of the past, the mistakes of the present, and then on for Yeri, where they bring into our attention. When you go, like I can always talk about them with bookman, never in the history of Salone we don't get so many bookman them, would do so little for the country. The time we want to get better bookman them, we want to get all them masters and PhD and triple degree and quadruple degree. The country was run very well. Now we'll get all them big name people here, from the Speaker of the House and to everybody, and then we would see less for the qualification within the project or the portray and get. So we're getting, we're not to get good returns on we investments. So that's it. Let me pass it over to Mr. Mengot. Then from that, we'll move on with the program for today. All right, Mr. Mengot.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shilon. And my family, them, we don't come back today. And the reason why we do them program here, as he said, not to for say we want criticize government per se. We want to make sure say let people know the agreements the way government and they sign on with behalf, and the thing the way they promise where they know they deliver. Last week we talked about the toll gate, and that toll gate they now under which normally we can call public-private partnership agreements. Now pattern where with people they ally a lot about the hardship we go put to them. Where Parliament's been there for call them and say, look, now look into this one. Because this agreement is an agreement where Parliament approve. So if there's any change, then for review. The airport one, again, not the same thing, but up till now, I remember the first time law go back because people, when they bring that airport tax, people bring me protest. Parliament be intervene, they withdraw for a while, then go rethink them, then say no to the company for imposed tax. Now government, but government bring them back. Then of late, as from the 1st of March, other charges they don't come. We again, that one day we not hear Parliament talk about it. So this one what they can talk about now, this roadworthiness of vehicle testing. That's where they affect everybody. Whether you ride motor car, you're not driver, you're not passenger, accidents, that's where they affect everybody. Just for put in there, I understand. Sierra Leone, when you check the number of vehicles they will get, on average, every year, we get well over 3,000 deaths on the road due to accidents. And there can be many causes of the accident than they. But one of the things we common for all the accidents, they are the vehicle they will get. Them big lorry, then where they run the road, where they know they test them. So today, for make it easy for you now, this program we can talk about what's in the law say for vehicle testing. And who are supposed to do the test, when they're supposed to do the test, and which kind of test they for do. In the past, the government they do them. Long since we've been getting road transport department. Now they do them. But for more longer road safety authority now, the more recent one, now they don't do it under a public-private partnership. Now that's what we want to talk about. The agreement here, it benefits we or it benefits the other people. So before we go, last week Sunday, we'll get this program. There was an accident around Douazac. In that area then at Douazac, two things may happen. Lord put her in context. When we get the new Minister of Internal Affairs, right, he come, he say them, then keke, what do they call keke for anywhere they abroad, which something are not familiar, and then three-wheel, tricycle, and then motorbike, then Okada, then, and then junction, then can park for wait for passenger then. And then junction, then they block the junction them, and then they be obstacle. And now place where accident will take place. So we Internal Affairs Minister been said from the 1st of September last year, with immediate effects, for quote the exact word, all the junction there for clear. 1st of September to now almost 6 months, nothing happened. So for start this show, because we like what they talk, we dey provide evidence. And today when they talk, we go quote the law, we look at the agreement, because let people not say, we just dey talk, we not get information. Because this program, na two-way, now for educate people. So before we start, let me play them video about what the police themselves say about the accident here. Because the police, now the major enforcement agency, they will go through them, they can talk about this vehicle testing, what the law say, I for do, Uda for do, and this agreement where they don't sign with the private sector, waiting they inside this agreement. So if the control room can play them two video then they for we, then they go give me co-host time for the, we do an analysis of them video, which normally we the engineer them can say we do accident analysis and investigation. Which they do that and then for make sure say we accident occur, the cause of the accident, we look into it and find way for proof say we go reduce the accident. This one now, and I listen to the video and let go forward. Control.
In a chief superintendent of police, officer commanding in Leone'S police station. It happened yesterday, Sunday, around 1800 hours, 6 o'clock in the evening. Well, so many people are injured, but now they don't confirm one dead.
Okay. So you say we're not able to apprehend the driver?
No, we're not able to apprehend the driver because yesterday it happened around 6 o'clock, and luckily the traffic officers every day around every day are not every day on the scene. So they help for convey the injured to the hospital, and also the one way the doctor don't confirm dead. Wow. And the driver they on the road.
Okay, so the vehicle owner don't come?
The vehicle owner, so they talk to you when the registration number when AIR 306 up till now we not surface it.
Oh, okay. So the
vehicle owner not surface it, then even the driver they on the road.
Alright, okay. So
a truck maybe full with cement, load with cement. Well, presently we don't come on the scene and we try for see how we offload the cement, because as I say now a truckload of cement, you want offload the cement, then we ask for SLR for let them tow it up. Okay. Because it also involves some keke there, about 4 keke there.
Okay, so far you know, what you want to send to drivers them so far you don't plan the drive safe. Those kind of safety message you want to send?
We always tell them, so let them be cautious and let them be vigilant when they drive, because these I would say now out of recklessness. Also let them ensure that them people are roadworthy, because if the people be roadworthy and our lost weight where don't can cause the life of so many people and also so many people are injured in the hospital. The pedestrian also we tell them, say let them avoid this area, because the police officers they always do them beats. They always tell them say this is not a dangerous area. Even the keke them where he can park na this area, we tell them say let them avoid this Wazak junction. But people are very stubborn. So now that this don't happen, we not go relent, we go always say, we tell them say let them avoid this junction, because anything can happen, waiting don't happen so now.
Inspector JB Thomas, OC traffic unit now in New England police station. Well, an accident. Now, this accident happened when Mr. Sonobida is in our office. One of the personnel line called me on the phone. Say accident don't go. So I can I charge a plane. He said, "Must have to move on this end." It lost brake, so he moved on the other leg, opposite leg, instead of the sideway he came. So it will run towards this end. Eventually, like move to this part. It's this one.
Alright, so how much people like killed? How much don't die so far for now?
At the current time, the one woman where they said Roy Kasaba by the name of Miata in the instant. And the keke ride about in and out to do that. So for now, 200. Quantity of bag of cement.
Okay. So the driver don't come, the owner don't come?
The owner don't try for search for our they give me the driver, he escaped from the scene. We don't get on to the head. It's still a search for them.
Okay, so how best not can they monitor some of them people there? How best not can they monitor?
They monitor them through investigation, then research. They interview them. People the way they know them, they would interview them. The owner and even the driver. Well, with the monitor in the sense, say, and caution them, they learn number. Everywhere they go meetings, they always interview them, say. They always send message to the owner, say, let them know encourage the drivers to overload.
Commander Fire, General Commanding Officer of Future West. Yesterday around 6:45 approaching to 7, this motor lost control. But according to eyewitness from G-Gate, I begin manage. We almost break with all failure. So we manage, we came out to the point for approaching Razak. Because of fairness, we jump from one side motor and we start taking different directions. And well, and this continues. We damage a lot of people. Yesterday at 3, they really fatally injured 3.
Oh, 3.
Yeah, and other 4, 5 they all damage as you see them all over.
Okay, so what you have so far? Now, before arrest them?
No, it's no way to grant. Except to protect, we don't report to police out. Because normally they go, when they go, they go.
Okay, go report themselves. Alright. So the vehicle don't come?
Well, nobody will know nothing about it.
Nothing. Alright, so now who's can load this? What do you need? Hello? Cement.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, so you get the safety message so far for the drivers, not for the overload, and for the maintenance of people?
Overload and maintenance, and always do routine check. You know, and then always you can tell them. And you don't be professional in driving. You know, we just imagine this driver, they don't manage up to break down the according to eyewitness. They say people they see from G-Gate to the camp, you know, they struggle. They can't, then later I don't become a I would say I'm an experienced driver, and I would advise that make driver that will do routine training. SRS is open to training. You know, we got professional there, and if we always go on our radio and tell them, then they will come for routine training. But this inexperience and lack of routine maintenance.
Alright, so how is the ED really why the UNA support so far? Why they do now?
Well, the executive director they try because this is the first executive director they see they go on radio, you know, community radio, sensitize people. Even recently just come on Epic Radio and other radio there, other community for engagement.
I cannot right now. They are so bad to work and from yesterday to today, never
Okay,
All right.
Fambul, then before I hand over now to Mr. Shilon, because now he now lawyer, you know, but from this video we then show, if we do accident analysis and investigation, we dey look at the risk factor. The risk factor number 1, this na area where na junction. Then Okada and Keke, the way they park na the junction, it means say beaucoup people and they we open to risk. The number 2, we'll talk about the risk factor, which the police officer say, now the recklessness of the driver. Whether then other thing where it can park pantine where how will they get driver license them? Number 3, when the main thing we for talk about, now the roadworthiness of them vehicle here. But what's interesting, now when they say the driver on away they able to trace the owner. But we get system where the police and SLRSA, we don't dey talk and say they forget details of every vehicle and driver we register and get license. Then under section 2 of the Road Traffic Act 2007. So when they all that system they not in place, we dey left with people that open to risk. So now that makes sure we show this now, and then now we can rub much now upon this. The vehicle test is a very important thing we get for look out and the manager. So over to you, sir. From what you see,
Right.
waiting at your view.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Mengot. Well, for we all live we day abroad. And this is the infuriating, upsetting part of the narratives that we can come up with respect to those in charge. I don't think, say, in this day and age, any ministry in Sierra Leone get ahead in the question of a minister where not either go school abroad, meaning out of Sierra Leone, or don't live abroad for an extended period of time. It will seem to me when these positions are given to these guys, you don't have to be an engineer if you are the Minister of Transportation. You don't have to even be a scientist or somebody who know anything about the sciences. But you couple your education with common sense. That's why when they make you a minister, you look for the people with the knowledge for put on your team. You look like for the Victor Mengots, then types and other people there. Because we always they'll come abroad. We see how roads are being managed. We see how streets are being managed. We see how transportations are being managed. And in the law, we get what you call a phrase called foreseeability of harm. Now, Mr. Mengo just described that there have been repeated warnings about the overcrowding and the location of that particular place there, that accident is inevitable. Accident is likely. So we talk about foreseeability. So it's foreseeable. And any harm that is foreseeable is preventable. So when we talk about the prevention, you can't talk without bringing the government in and talk about dereliction of their duty. Meaning, before we begin blame the driver and the owner, let's talk about for government, because you see, a country cannot function well without good governance. So government seems like then they are being derelict in their duty for even enforce existing laws within the country. We get the laws for preventing situations there. But it looks like when people are given positions of authority, to them now just a matter of the fancifulness of the position. Mean a minister, mean a deputy minister, mean a director, you know. I think that matter to them than anything else, than the responsibility will go with them positioned in there. Because if not, some of these things can be minimized. We're not going to say they are preventable 100%, but the frequency of the accidents there can be minimized to a manageable degree. So now they want to put, I understand the officer, then they talk about the driver and the owner. Before we get to that, what about government themselves? We know they enforce existing laws, not they make sure, say, not they provide what it takes for them laws there for take place. Now, and some of the other things they have always condemned, I will put it no better way. Now, this fancied way of just changing names of government organization. We once had the Road Transport Authority that was in charge of vehicle roadworthiness. Some book command them, some people they will claim say the land book, they know what they do, then come then change them to Road Transport Safety Authority. Sounds good. But where is the safety? You see, this is the thing. That's now a new mantra this now in Sierra Leone. I think when they come in Sierra Leone, forget names or come up with acronyms them, oh, we're the best. Then go talk about some wonderful thing where even England, America, or China not get. There's some names for some existing thing. And that's all we're good at now. So here is a situation, this particular accident. First of all, talking about the people. We've not even gotten into whether the vehicle was even insured. You get any insurance in effect. I see when the question the officer, I think that should have been one of the questions they should have asked the officer, whoever the reporter was, for say, when I determine if this vehicle get insurance. Because again, if we allow vehicles then forget insurance, not forget insurance, would they put the people and lives at stake? Because all the people will get killed so. And let me remember, when somebody is killed in such a condition, not only because not only this person would have passed or would have killed. Now the problem, we don't know how many people then depend on them for livelihood. The keke driver, the market woman, how many people they feed? When I get picking in a school, we not think in terms of the consequences there. So to me, Mohammed Chilon, this is what upsets me at the people and with they at the top. When you say something, then people they say you criticize. Why not for criticize them? Because these are incompetent people. If you get a degree, I don't care what university you go to, if you don't know anything about the department where you're the head, you're unfit. And I think it's a disservice to the country and the people for any president for the give position to the incompetent people there. You know? And again, like I said earlier in my opening, for every accident we see in Freetown, look at the larger portion of the country. And these accidents, when they take place upline, they are hardly reported. Upland means the rest of the country. So it's about time that people then begin to take things seriously. And when anything had happen, now one of them party politics people, if when I go back, when I do an analysis, maybe SLP person get victim there in this case. Maybe APC person get killed in this case. So you see, party no apply now. When the accident come, when the recklessness come, when the effect of the recklessness come, you can be APC, you can be SLPP, you will lose your life, you will lose your freedom. Now that would try for talk. Now, I don't think anybody will care much for go find out say, okay, that Makituma will die, and be APC or SLPP. Okay, the keke driver did say that. And the keke drivers, if we want for be analytical again, most of the keke drivers then have guys them from up country. Okay, where they come, where the exodus of people in Canada, the means of livelihood down there. So are we looking out for them? I don't think so. Now, the roadworthiness aspect, we actually, it is phrased that way, but now the safety of the vehicles them. Mr. Mengot go tell you now, there was a time when under this same circumstance, when the current Speaker of the House sent in Motoka for go there and go inspect them, he find out for say, they don't change the price. What Parliament no allow, Parliament not even was aware of. I think they don't double the price of what it used to be for inspect vehicles. The Speaker is on record as saying if they can do that to them, when you go again and driver some money for go inspect the vehicle, the driver come back and say, well, and say it costs more than that, or driver call them and tell them that. Okay, the Speaker didn't know. And according to what we know, Parliament is supposed to know if the price was going to go up. And the Speaker say, if they can do unto Ram, think of the ordinary man. But no, talk is cheap. Okay, since that happened with the Speaker, has Parliament taken any action? Have they reviewed? Have they tried to find out why that happened? Why? Who decided to just raise the fee for vehicle inspection? And since that happened to the Speaker, I think they just abandoned inspecting vehicles ever since. May be corrected by Mr. Mengot, but they have not enforced that at all. So these are some of the problems they all get. You know, well, these are some of the problems. We know Parliament seem for, you know, we get the situation involving the airport. They raise airport tax. Parliament no be no. And we want to let people and see how things they go on in the country. Why people and for be keen and left this party politics. Because they affect everybody. SPP, APC, they affect everybody. So the airport does decide for raise, come up with $25 tax. Even the Speaker again is on record saying Parliament was not aware of that tax day. And they used the phrase airport tax. So Parliament jump in. Then they look into around, whatever they do, then come back with the same thing. Then say, okay, not to tax, now something else. So Parliament is always compromising. And we'll find out for say we'll get a Parliament where they're not proactive. Where they pass laws, they don't care whether the laws are enforced by the executive. Now, only when there is an outcry, then they react as to the toll gate situation. You see, the toll gate situation would have gone into effect where Dennis Sandy, one of the bookmen where they run the country, where Dennis Sandy just kind of throw at the people. Okay? The only reason why that is on hold by Parliament again is because there was an outcry. There was not an outcry on the airport tax because not too many people in travel abroad. You see, not too many people are traveling abroad. So because people are traveling abroad, so there's not too many people are traveling abroad, so there was no protest. There was absolutely no protest, so Parliament just swept that under the rug. So with the alert again for say this time when Parliament decides say then go look into the toll gate thing, please keep Parliament on their toes. Keep Parliament on their toes. Make them not sweep this under the rug again. Because the agreement, again, the Speaker is on record, talking about the agreement. They know the question, the enforcement of the agreement. I do. I think that agreement is unenforceable because it's unconscionable, the manner in which they draw. There are legal ways, and there is a remedy at law called equity. The agreement can be looked back, can be revisited, and they can come up with an equity. We wanted to say the government for just abandon an agreement where they don't go into, but there are remedies at law. So it's not cut and dry that the agreement is unenforceable or no, but if it's such that the country is so lopsided, there are remedies. And then these are some of the things that we'll topple. So now with today's issue, now how do we do, or what do we do to prevent then kind of accidents here will happen at Doazak Farm? That said, for right now, let me pass on over to Mr. Mengot.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Shillon. I think say for Leone'S farm will understand, because you talk about agreements, we'll come to that. But we can say Salon is a country of laws. And when they talk about vehicle fitness test, why is very, very important? Because I remember one time when I worked in one African country, the immigration to the rights at the beginning of the vehicle. I don't ever forget that in Kenya, they call them matatu. Now then puda. And it's very appropriate. He say, this machine has no brains, so use yours. So in other words, when they drive behind the motor car, you have to be very careful. So now look at roadworthiness tests. How it come about? I will call them roadworthiness in a big English, we will call them vehicle fitness tests. That vehicle fitness test, we mean to say, then get for test your vehicle before you put on the road. Now, a law, it is under the Road Transport Act 2007 and Road Transport Act 2011, Road Transport Regulation 2011. Okay, let me quote the law for you now, because me and man will like for quote law. It is under Section 56 of the Road Traffic Act 2007. It said, you know, for put any vehicle on road, whether vehicle not go through an examination. Waiting at this examination, now for checking fitness. And waiting at the fitness, when they do vehicle check, like explain, tell people that. First of all, then they do what they call external checks. The external checks now for look at the vehicle in bodywork, look at the lights they within the vehicle, the lights they were there if they don't broke, the vehicle in windscreen not for crack, the doors them for proper, especially some of them powder them. They will look at the doors them out in the open for safety. Then you go inside, you check if the seat belt they work, because we get seat belt law. Because some man can just hang the seat belt. The seat belt get for do all that. Then you get for test the vehicle tire, a very important thing. The vehicle get for get in tire them, and when they look at the tire, they look at the groove in the tire, and then there for be a minimum of 1.6 millimeters. Not only the groove, you get for check the bulk, and the tire them also you get for get the right pressure. You also get for get spare tire. In fact, Salon will get law when Mr. Shillon they talk about law. We don't necessarily, but a law we can bet you, because we law say you for even get toolbox na your vehicle. You forget toolbox, you forget fire extinguisher, all that thing, and then all that. So you get the equipment where you forget na your card, and they go check them. Then they do your brake testing. Then they go for test you undercarriage for see if you know rusty and all that thing. Then of course the one way important where they know they do now the vehicle emission, the smoke where they come on at the exhaust. You know, because that smoke where they come on at the exhaust, now they cause a lot of problem in health wise for breathing, especially when you take the young picking and where they work on the streets. That smoke the way they come on at that motor it cause asthma and breathing. So now all them check then they now they get for do. So when they do them check here, The law say for commercial vehicle, and when they talk about commercial, it starts from the two-wheel when a motorcycle, the three-wheel when a keke, the taxi, the poda, the bus. Every 6 months, 9 them for do that testing. Every 6 months. Now, for ordinary vehicle, now every 12 months. And when you go do the test, then get for you a certificate of fitness. If now ordinary driver, that certificate of fitness they get for valid for 1 year, or if the commercial vehicle, they get for be valid for 6 months. And that certificate they forget all the data there, including the station where you go do the test, who state they expire, and whose authority do that testing. But now for come to the second part now, when I don't want to talk about today. Under section 57, subparagraph 2, it says the authority, in this case, the authority, when I say authority, now the Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority, where they say for do this examination, then get forget motor vehicle center them all about the country. They also get forget certain equipment them. Now their station they waiting at the equipment then they. Now thing like hoist, where if you get for lift the vehicle for search under, or if you not get under, you get a pit where they go under. That thing like brake testing system. You get forget system where for check the luminosity of the light. Which are they talk about luminosity, the brightness of the light. Because if the light's bright, we don't see boku motoka, then they use lights them, then strobe lights there where they're not supposed for use, where illegal. You get for also test the horn them. Because some them motoka, then they horn them when they put the challenge ship on. Because if any driver puts on na motoka, when that motoka they, not to the one where the manufacturer is against the law, you go fail the test. Then you windscreen for be clear. All them tests then you break lights and get for the work, you wipe at them for in season. But then they say if the government not able to do all that by themselves, they can designate private motor vehicle testing station who side this examination for take place. So now that one can talk about. So starting from the previous government, not to this government, a company where they call Autospec. Now they mean bring them get agreements for do this testing. And what thing them ask this company for do? Now vehicle inspection, yes, then get forget system all over the place, get wire station, then get what they call radio frequency identification. When a wind there are sticker where they put na your vehicle for no say you don't license that vehicle. Then the number plates. You forget secure number plates. And then number plates and the size of the number plates, the lettering, the coloring, all approved under the law. Then the license. So now that contract they then give them. Under this public-private partnership agreement. So let's stop there first. Sometimes the co-host go ask question before I come. Then we'll talk about that same agreement there. We get an authority where they call the National Public Procurement Authority, where we don't question the agreement. Because when they do public-private partnership agreement, we get other law. We'll call the Public-Private Partnership Act. And it also talk about how government for enter into the contract. You get 3 ways. If now government they come up with the idea, then get for put them out to tender, open tender. Then get waiting and call unsolicited tender where you they can meet the government say, well, I can do such thing. And because I get an advantage and can make you preferred bidder. Was that the case with this Autospec deal? And other than Autospec, Autospec was formed by 2 ex-directors of Comium when I've been telephone company. They don't get no history of roadworthiness test. So that agreements they don't come. I want to let Mr. Shillon ask any question or one thing I will tell the people them. And I feel free for call because this is a 2-way conversation. So I will stop here. I think say somebody put something up on the board. If Mr. Shillon can read them for we, then he can continue. Then I can talk about waiting the government authority we're responsible for give guidance for procurement, waiting and talk about that contract day. And then we'll go into detail about the contract. So over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mengot. Yes, reading the comment. Well, let me first of all say, the lines are open. People are free to call for make suggestions, for object, for disagree, whatever you have in mind to make your own contribution to the discussion. What to get so. And of course, we'll get to basic rules, and everybody will listen to it and understand. You call, be respectful to other callers, be respectful to the host. We just they act mutual respect in the sense that hosts also to be respectful to callers and people who are sending in comments. That said, there is a comment on the screen. The person say, "Welcome VOS, thank God it's on Sunday because that junction is always full of people like students, traders, different workers of life of people." Okay, that's what this comment said. So, or this person was sending this comment said the place is always full of that. So again, it goes back to what I raised, and Mr. Benkom described the setup when they go into this government private partnership. What are the idea behind it? Now, for make things run efficiently, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Well, we also get a policy who say whenever we have people, because of the limited amount of time, because this is just a 2-hour show, we've already used up almost 1 hour. We can include the callers then. So no one let callers then hold for too long. So with that said, let me just take a call and then we'll go back to making we own analysis and suggestions. Hello, caller. Please state where you're calling from, and you're at liberty to withhold your name, or you can tell us who you are.
I call from the United States. I'm a concerned citizen.
Okay, welcome, concerned citizen. Thanks for calling, sir.
Yeah, I want to give my own contribution towards the two areas in the debate on.
Okay, that's good. Go ahead. You got 3 minutes.
So for safety on side, for safety, to carry the code is in a tongue. I don't know after where they don't do them or they not do them, other than we at least wait for enforce that law. I don't know if not the police or other not. Because most time we can cry say the police, but I know one day I hear somebody talk say the police are working in at so every station, like we get central station, we get eastern station, we get clock tower. The OC then where they now then they send the police in a treat, and every day waiting and they get down now for go give the boss then with inside the office. So this indicate now in the app na salon from the one. But who that we they see now the police or they say the police and corrupt. Now the boss them corrupt. Now then they work for. So now I make every day na daily routine for driver them. So now I made an oversight. But to carry run with no break or other thing as long as able get we get na the junction able give it forgive and get clearance. So no enforcement not it happen. Just like what they say from the past regime. Because most of work in the top people in the field say na party politics. We they talk for the country. Any side way problems start. Now they will for start if one solve them, not to who side a reach. We for go back to who side start from the root, like where they plant. Where you put seed, they get for germinate roots before they bring a stem up for be a tree or whatever. So if you want know the problem, you not go to the root, it's like you not do nothing yet. Because as long as that fruit, the way you cut in half, it goes still as water it and it goes still germinate back. So this is not the problem where we not understand waiting they happen because of the party politics. Like you talk about the parliament. Me, I don't observe say every government, the president, now they run the parliament. The one that way they are just stood fast. Because no matter what law them pass, where the president put foot, waiting he say, waiting not say, most time now they see. Because the judiciary, they all like just like that. It's like the president cover everything. So me don't know what the means. If not referendum, we forget. And how we for change with laws. Because we to the debate, so, I mean, people then they bring idea about how we for change them. Because APC not go do, SLPP not go do. So now my own contribution that.
Thank you very much, sir, concerned citizen. You appear to be one of our regular listeners then, so thanks for calling.
I just want to make a quick response when you talk about the police. And when we talk about vehicle inspection, there are 3 types of inspection. Let people know. Number 1, you get inspection when the vehicle, if you import the vehicle, even a new or second-hand vehicle, you get inspection before they go register them for the first time. First time, I mean, the key them in the inspection, but now that inspection station, then a road transport, Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority, the office, like Kisi Road, then at the first. Then an inspection where the vehicle they come in. And some country then where they get limits, age limits for vehicle the way they come inside the country. I think say Sierra Leone, they may not talk say we forget age limits. One time in there, I remember say they may say at 10 years, but then they again a one law they never enforce. Then you get the second type of inspection, when at the inspection where they do annually for registered vehicle. When that's who they talk now, when at the roadworthiness test. Then when it comes to the police also gets right for do waiting and call on the road inspection. On the spot inspection on the spot. Yeah, on the spot inspection. But the point is, the police, they don't get the right equipment, they don't get enough manpower, they don't get enough training for carry out the inspection and day. So now that's not the problem. So you talk about the institutions, again, it come back to what my colleagues say. We get for look at what's in the role of the police and what's in the role of their road safety authority people there, including their own enforcement officers them, when at the traffic warden, now when they call road safety cops. So there is no synergy, or even if there is, they're not able to come out to say chain of command, line of responsibility, and line of communication. So not only the lack of enforcement, but also now how the institutions and the work, how they make the law, who that they enforce the law, and who that they enforce penalty. We come back to the judiciary. Just for finish, if you look at most of the traffic laws there, they always say, you go have a comment on that, Mr. Shillon. The penalty they say, for letting impose a penalty, they say on summary conviction. Yeah? Summary conviction means say they get for check you go to court. The court for prove you guilty. But we not get traffic court. So how you will continue to find way you impose law the way the law say you get for get summary conviction without any they take place. So the process again is not in place and the situation. So let's stop there. Let's left hand to you. Let's continue. Then we'll go into detail about this contract for auto spec.
All right.
I think so there's also a comment. There's a comment there. If you can read that comment there for me.
Yes, sir. I'll gladly do. Anyone who thinks Sierra Leone has 3 wings of government is an enemy to progress. The executive has always held complete control over the judiciary and parliament. This is just a comment I'm reading. So we'll go deal with that. But this again, let me read that comment one more time with it on screen. Anyone who thinks Sierra Leone has 3 wings of government is an enemy to progress. The executive has always had complete control over the judiciary and parliament. Okay. Now, I get me on comments I go make on that. I think I tend to agree with this person who sent in the comment. But before I get into that, let me take a call, another call. As we progress, we'll take 2-3 calls then, and then we'll get back to a commentary. So, hello, caller. Please tell who side you call from, and if you wish, tell who your name.
All right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir. My name is Augustine. I call from the US.
Thank you very much, Augustine. We appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. This Mumu police, or what they call traffic warden, just like where you co-host with the major judges about traffic courts. I go Freetown year before last. You see road in front of SLRA office. One policeman be try for break me. He come middle of the street. He can't pass before the motorcar. Now I say, hey, go paddy. You can't pass before motorcar. In case I lose brake now, what them go say? I say, okay, me tire, one of the tire then smooth. So you get for candle. Candle, if you know candle, maybe go hold on. The man go to map, you hold the motorcar. You know, like opposite, he try for stop something, even though I don't park. So I candle man begin, he say they slap me. Now I say if you slap me, I slap you back. I say if na citation, when I give me a log on a court. So now other policeman come out. Well, now for park so first bar, make a inside law can't talk. So I park me GMC. I go inside. They write me tickets. I start to go court. They say no, you don't need for go court. This if I go inside there, go talk to the boss man. Now the court they are. I go inside there. Then go find me. I think I'll be 200,000 euros, equivalent to $20 internet day. So I pay the money right there. Then check the ticket with they write. No court, no day, and keep the boy into the safe. Walk on the street now. The man will pull me over. How can I make it happen? I find the look. Now I say this system. If you not try for get rid of them, policeman them. First, your life now useful, not to that money day. If you can't stop a moving car, you go to back right before them. You cross your hand, say make stop. In case the person break fail them, what did they go say? They don't care about the safety. Now, what they need for revisit, and just like I co-host talk, that traffic court will need in our country. At least make them go to use stop sign. Point the stop sign, get you that is safety vest. Point them before the driver, stop. But no go to my before the motor car, go try, like say, he try for stop picking, then they not fine. I just feel sorry for some people who like see advantage back. This is really, really bad. Ibado, so they beg them who police them. Traffic warning. I beg una not ma before motorcar. When motorcar come, una just point on a sign, that stop sign, person will stop. But you go before motorcar, say they try for stop them. One day they will begin complaining. They say that I don't kill people like. And that's not my contribution.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for calling. We appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Let me take another call. Okay. Hello, caller. What's your name? Well, you not get for tell me your name, but where are you calling from? But you feel free for tell me your name. Hello.
Hello, this is Omar the call.
Hey, Mr. Omar.
Hello.
Thanks for calling. Yes, you hear me?
Oh yeah,
we can hear you.
I just listening. Somebody talk about traffic court. Every day they grumble say we no get money in that country. They grumble say the workload is too much na the government in aid. Money no dey. Then they say traffic court. Or later we open new office. We don't start now go office for traffic court. Now we go office for rape. Now we go office for this. All this, if the people went in at the street or the citizens are not willing, you need to work. All we need for doing for reduce the amount of officers within a street or make sure to get more responsible officers. But you know the work. Even if you then create traffic court today, because they create traffic court now where somebody carry go na court, now in the CU. But if the traffic not willing for carry go na court, then you the civil are you willing for bribe. So until we change the mindset, no matter like they make the next heaven court in that country, you need to work. We self now we need for change. So for create or make now for just create or way no more or that's how government go spend unnecessary money because that's why I go take them. Because you need to work. Let just make one example. So sometimes Mr. Mengot know when traffic audit they may come before them, they take money na people and physically. Now then stop them. They say traffic audit not for take money, they not for collect money na people and so where they make a ticket and they give you, where they give the ticket you go pay in a bank. Where you go pay in a bank, then can release your motor car. But as I tell you so today, if you go any traffic audit, if Ben Father and Maui, let's just call one as any traffic audit call. Now so you go see the money rough you go see 200,000-300,000 in pocket. Rough all later than squeeze 15,000 at the hand. So you see, it need to work. Because why we mindset. But if we the Sierra Leone'S and we don't tower, Let me see, but how many Sierra Leoneans per Baru they take? No Tawasi will need to pay bribe. Or no Tawasi will at least low keep moral activities intact. Low see I do go to that country. But believe me, if not to that, Mr. Mengot, or culturally open that country, you need to work. We don't see Boku. The only thing more than make now other office more than we make where you go can't take money, we get caught. We get almost three different type of police in Freetown, for instance. We get a city council, where you can check sometimes we say Mutkan for park, we in the city lot, we get a traffic ordin, and we get a police where they do the same job.
Mr. Mao, sorry for interrupting you. Just for let you know, say we get some magistrate courts there now where they deal with traffic. Right?
Yes.
And they're very few. But the other thing what they say, I know I like what they say, I like people the way they say with this now. When they say traffic court, it works both ways. Right? It also give the people the way, you know, the driver, the chance for unnecessary abuse of power for challenge the decisions. I work in a neighbor in Liberia. Liberia, about 5 or 10 tribes they work in a Salonde, Liberia. Liberia get traffic courts. It work very well because it also give you, because in with traffic laws them, even when it comes to spot fines, if they say, if you not agree with them spot fines, then you can go challenge them. So now a safeguard for even the passenger. And now we talk about, say, the money for certain costs. And if you take the amount of money when they pay in fines, it could be because when they do law or you set up a system, you got to make sure, say, that system, that you know, the finance and from the consolidated revenue, existing money, the fines alone is far more enough for me who get that system there, where all man get rights for defend and the police get rights for enforce. Sorry about the interruption.
Okay, no problem, Mr. Shilodia. I know some time already in Dodia. Give me some time. I make just something clear.
Okay, go ahead. Because let me take some of the time.
Okay. You see, Mr. Mengot, most of the time, not to una get the problem, una in the high position. You know, una the policy makers, not to get the problem. The one way they implement these policies, the one who they enforce them, the one who they interpret, and I don't get the problem. Me don't challenge police in that country. I can always talk. I ride bike na Sierra Leone for travel. I ride bike na Sierra Leone 11 years. Me don't challenge police. I don't sleep the entire Christmas and New Year on a street na cell. And one advantages of for win your case. Now for most in the charge you go court. Now they begin to lose the case. Mr. Mengot na lawyer ain't go know that. When they charge you, the kind of file, the kind of story they put, where you get a problem with civilian to civilian, it's different than when you get problem with police. When you get problem with police, if they don't charge you, go court. If the magistrate the way you see your case, believe me, if you go to Pademba Road, it will take very long time for let you come out. So for talk the policies and one thing, for let they implement the policies in that country and other thing. I they tell you who don't they inside the system, who don't see, who don't they inside the system from the time where this commission of police where you know acting like they that be to voting. We don't they say we know. We don't ride back. I don't ride back na Kenema, I don't ride back na Bo, I don't ride back na Freetown. I know the system. I know say, believe in me, no matter what policy they put in place, if the one they waiting at the top, the one the way they implement this, it need to work. So most of the time, una can see na the possibility for make these policies work. But the one the waiting at street, they make advantage of the policy. So any policy you wanna make, if the one the way no street, then street not really ready for implementer, not just more money in the pocket. Because now what they do when they implement law, if they say let bike knocker or let mutka knocker for instance, so what the police they do? Then they make them very priority for anybody who want to go, they pay double. So for any law where they make in that country where they for traffic in that country, now advantage to the police because then they use them for make money. Not only the police, down to the traffic. So you see, let them self-willing, they're ready for implementing that. So if not to that, no matter any kind of sexy policy you want to go to that country, it need to work. If they're not ready for implementer, not only them, because then they connive with down with interpret the law now. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Omar, for calling. Let me just give me your comment, general comment, both as a lawyer who, now this country where they, well, first of all, let me just say, Motorman, we all are the same worldwide. I don't care whether you American, whether you British, whether you Canadian, Australian. We all are made to not for comply with regulations. Salon people are not any different from people around the world. Trust me. People given the opportunity to do as they please would prefer that than for obey regulations. Okay, let me just stop there because I don't want to let calls and they accumulate. Then I go give me your comments. Let me take one or two other calls because I don't want to let people on hold for too long. Hello, caller. Please tell who side you call from, and if you wish, you can give you a name.
Hello?
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 Yes, hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, they call from UK. I name Sembu Fona.
Hey, Mr. Fona, thanks for calling.
Yeah. Yeah, I just want to buttress the last caller with the last caller's comment regarding the I understand security the time for saying for policing the police them. The traffic would in them. Because myself I've just visit Salon just about a year ago. Similar thing like how within that previous caller, they talk about it happened to me. I was so angry, That's why I get for control myself, Salon police them. Then so this corruption is just too much. Endemic. If you come on at one point or another, spend money. As long as they don't say this person look foreign. My God, na Salon. Out of nothing, and they go fend ways, then they go around the vehicle and they fend ways, then for let them take your money, all them things, and they happen as Salon. I swear to God, it's so embarrassing, So I just want buttress to that, and I think is the solution we in the time for talk saying that the people are at the top, but okay, the people are at the bottom, but the people are at the top, if they're not fend ways for let them, if they make policies them. And these policies are not the fair way for them. The policies are effective. Now then back number then get for blame. In a sense, for example, if they don't put laws them, say okay, on issue tickets to police and for issue tickets to traffic whatever people that we don't do the right traffic laws. So that means therefore for other people that way they make sure say them police and they way therefore issue them tickets and they. You see? So now the problem that the way I believe say now that didn't get wrong, you see. So I just say that just buttress to that side. And secondly, I just the main thing we actually call for now the I think one of my panelists that is very specialized in traffic. Why make Sierra Leone'S the Salon government they allow the British how you call them the left-hand control vehicle from UK. For let them allow them, for let them go free na Salon. Because I don't see the reason really. I just want to know if you're not able to lament on that side. Anyway, thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much for calling. We'll go comment. Well, yes, okay, thanks for calling. We'll go make Mr. Mengot. I go comment on that. Then Mr. Mengot, when an expert in motor vehicle or transportation, will comment. But let me take another call. Hello, caller. Tell who's side the call from, and if you wish, you can tell me your name.
The call now from the United States.
All right, sir. Welcome.
Okay,
go ahead.
Okay.
You get 3 minutes.
Okay, sir. Thank you. My own contribution is accidents are bound to happen.
Okay, turn your equipment down, like your TV or your radio, because you the echo when you talk with they come back.
Okay, accidents are bound to happen. We all know that. The thing what I want to explain to me or help me understand is why we get insurance in our salon when they collect money, but when accidents happen, they're not pay. The reason why they bring this up is my small brother is into transportation. Anytime we one of in vehicle and get accident, now then they go buy something and take the patients now hospital, spend their money. Then secondly, somebody also make comments about it no matter what we will do, if the people then they're not willing for change, we got a long way for go. For example, December 17th last year, at Lumley, I parked the motor car, then they installed then street lights then they test them. The lights red. This guy, he did right across from me. Now he say, una, now oversee una commode. Now that make una they wait for this light. Me get for dread. The lights red. The man just moved. He almost hit somebody. So, because this don't bother me over and over, why we get insurance company in a salon, when they collect money all year round, accident bound to happen, but when accidents happen, they're not they pay. Why? Thank you very much.
All right, sir. I will welcome your comments. But there are some comments we can count on the screen. Some of them don't disappear because we never want to interrupt, we call us them. But if they reappear, we go read them comments then there. Let me take one more call before I say anything. Hello, caller. What's your name? What's you to call from?
Yes. Good evening, Sir Mengo to Mr. Shiron. This is Fudi Mustafa from Leicester.
Thank you very much,
Just
Mr.
want to give me,
Mustafa.
yes, I just want to give me take about this traffic. I get a first-hand experience again where if I for lab, I put them on the table. But first, I just want to talk about what Mr. Omar talk about bribery and everything. I want more to know this there. As long as living standards are low, earnings are low, people are not get money. You just to give the people scope for them practice corruption. Because that person wouldn't they pay 1 million or 500 or 600,000. They get for come through the month with over 5 million. Who say if you see the pull money? Now you make people indulge in corruption, not over defend corruption. It's just practical. That policeman where they go to map so na street, then they pay him 700, 800 or 1 million. He get for out money in a house for take care of his family, for pay everything. Now make them the preferred bribe. So no matter what, even the way they talk, say, oh, women will empower women, this and that. If you want to empower people in the country, now living standards, the earnings, now then for the up. Now that way you do avoid these things. I just want to touch on that small. Secondly, me I be drive one Jeep na Freetown where me nephew sent from America that time there. So now in the policeman the whole way, then begin to ask you something for give them money. Now in the man talks say if they give a ticket, it costs like, let me just get an example, 300,000. But if me give them 200,000, then left for more go. Which you would choose? Now I ask her, I say, why you ask for low we give you money? Now I say because the money what would they give on the ticket now? Government get more, you know, get nothing there. What you get now that which I then they get now that when they give that 200,000 when they ask for, and then let me go. Then tell me that plain. The other experience what I want to talk about now mountain court. One how do they call that? Tipper they pass now net 7 o'clock. You not get lights. Then just the Allah. They come out, you not get lights at all. You can't pass that junction. Which a policeman in Timapu. The tipper not get lights at all. One bulb you not get. It pass in the Allah. It go down. Imagine. You don't know. Your attention only for the Allah. You don't know the system. Therefore, just go kill me there for nothing. I come out abroad and go kill me. This has seen with your own experience. Tipper they drive na net. You not get one bulb. You not get na Allah in the Allah. Now see the Allah so you go na the junction and you go outside. And the place been dark, street light not only. That's the one they will sell in the street. So now then thing in that one put, then three things that I want to touch on about this program. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mustafa. You know, some of them things here with the name, these are contributing factors. Where the one then will get the power, within at the top, we entrusted with the authority for regulate what we talk about today like traffic. If you take competent people and you put them in a committee for form effective, efficient road safety or road vehicle trustworthiness, we will arrive at a much improved system, not a perfect system. One of the problems we will get in Sierra Leone, there is too much political favor being returned. So you get a government, this government, the Kuruma government, the previous government, then they pack them committees there, wait for or them board of trustees there with friends, then political cronies, so then political patronage, then they try to pay them back. So we get bunch of government operations them that are being managed by friends of the powers in government. Yes, so if we not stop that practice there, things will never work. But as I was saying earlier, American man or British man or Sierra Leonean or Ghanaian or Liberian, human being will get some basic way they behave. If you tell people and say you can't tap a treat and you piece in a gutter, it will be not only indecent exposure, which will be a crime, not only it will be health hazard because they affect the public health, which another, will be another crime. Now, one thing, you can say that people by nature then will still test the government because all habits not to die easy. People will do it. They will do exactly what in the law said enough to do. The difference come about between Contractual, Mr. Mustafa, Mr. Umaru, and some of the other callers who call from the United States. The difference is enforcement. Because, just like speeding, we were in America here, almost every highway you drive, and I'm sure the same thing applies to other country. We know, the risk where they assume when you begin to drive above the speed limits. You know that there are what you call highway patrols. Highway policemen, when are just for patrol the highways, where some of them get unmarked cars, will look like the car where you drive. Some of them get marked cars for just try for psychologically make people in slow. You see them car and then you slow. But every one of we whether drive on the highways there will tell you one time or another where they don't see where the police and they pull people off the road and stop them. Okay, the reason for that is for make people know say when they speed on the highway, you know the risk what you to take, and there's a price to be paid. Then also, again, we expert them. If you're a minister of transportation, for example, use your experience where you don't get abroad if you're there abroad. We'll get what you call not only the ticketing system, but the point system, like in North Carolina. Like the description of Mr. Fode Mustafa gave just a few minutes ago. Not only would that be a violation of the law, which I'm sure is a violation of the law back home, but policeman will pull you, then go charge you with careless and reckless driving, where probably will put 5 points. If you get 12 points in North Carolina, you get 12 points in your license. Then they suspend your license, you can't drive. And then they require you for go motor vehicle school again for take some courses before they will give you a license, and you will pay money for get a license there. So you not get accidental. The officer just pull you because you drive at night, you light no day. Then they find out for say, you better do all this stuff here, then go charge you because it's a reckless endangerment of people's life. So the difference is enforcement. But so the problem, there is no way you go blame the people and at the bottom where they cause all the trouble here. Now the people are at the top, because when they then give them the job, they don't call you director or minister for nothing, just for the fancy of it. You are there to make a difference in the lives, because this is the way people are. You get for punish people for protect them against themselves. Mrs. Everybody talk to you so. If I go work in the morning, sometimes I late, or sometimes I run for court, and for the 9 o'clock, and that thing they left me house, and so what you I go do? natural human instinct will say, make a drive. If the speed limit at 35 miles an hour, which way to win here, with normal speed limit at 35, some areas and 45 miles an hour. Well, why shouldn't I start? Why wouldn't I get on the road and start driving 75, 80, 90 miles an hour? Because I'm reaching a court on time. Or I'd already begin for late. The only reason why I not go do that, and where I know where police pull me, besides the embarrassment that Mr. Shillon, you're a lawyer, if you know better, but the embarrassment also and the punishment, the money will come in my pocket. And then not only the money will come in my pocket if they give me tickets where I get for going to court for, but then I will get a system where you get what you call insurance points. So then they hit you many ways. So that one speed the way you speed might end up costing you $1,200, $1,500 by the time it's all over. And if you go get a lawyer for defend you, for that speed the way you speed, you might end up spending $2,000 out of your pocket, when a lot of money. So now all the thing a day, they make most of it to slow down. But human beings being what we have, they would try to break the laws. The policeman, they what would they talk about? Okay, Mr. Mustafa talk about the living standard. Yes, that are the effect. Then money, then they were people and the policeman, they try to tell you, say, oh, that $200 a day or $300 we're going to pay in a traffic court. Many of the get in a government, you don't even understand how government work. Because if that money they go to government they do what you them for do, utilize them, make the streets, put the lights, pay people and well. That money they come to you indirectly because the money they provide for your well-being in the city. But I see what they say that money in the country. So when they would talk about traffic courts, they by themselves not mean much if, first of all, a traffic warden not for be allowed for collect money under any circumstance. And even the traffic courts, there should be accountability. If they fine you, there should be a process by which, like I would say in this country where you go, you pay. This country, where are they? One county now. County, then smaller, much smaller than districts back home, comparatively speaking. Let me say, if I use an example, Freetown, Moreton, Aberdeen, Lumley, maybe all the way to Kisidokiad might be a county, maybe a little bigger than that. This county where they, on a single day, and their own court system, they get courts, all the counties get courts, okay? On a single day, in Wake County, where I live, the clerk of court, because I went and asked them that question, they say, how much sooner they get in terms of revenue by way of fines? The clerk of court tells me, say, at the very least, on a worst day, then they get, this is not one county. There are 100 counties in North Carolina. On a regular day, then go raise anywhere from $350,000 to $500,000 on a daily basis. This is not one court, now one county. There are 100 counties. The process is the same. We know they put people in a jail unless death is involved on a traffic offense. You see? So when they go try for full up the jail, which people then will be the speed, people then will lose control of the motor car unless they kill somebody. So with their expertise there, and then we try for say, bring and come home, but you know we just bring the expertise without thinking of how you go enforce them. If we're not doing that way, they not go work. Okay? So there are a lot of things. Somebody call about insurance. Well, this again, it protects the poor. And this is not to party politics. If we not allow motor car for the drive in the street, we not get liability insurance. When the accident happen, APC go get killed, SFPP go get killed. What we will do for we all? Now for let we try for enforce for make sure we will get good laws and enforce the laws who will protect everybody. Because you know what, if they kill your loved ones, it just be for bumpy. Or the man will get the motor car, we bang you person. Then all they get for doing that for say, well, we will come big. We're not going to replace the person in life. So there are many things we need for do, what we not to do. Because we go with the trivial things than like party politics, you know. But if people, the top people and need for be accountable, then position are not for make you minister or director or this and that, just for the name of it, you know. And one quick thing, one quick example, that I will go to Mr. Mengot. For example, for us to talk about responsibility and style, you know, Mr. Mengot talk about Liberia. But look at the trend where they take place now na Gambia. Small Gambia. Gambia will be the export knowledge where then I be like what we call Ubaba them. Then they come. I would give them education, I would teach them everything. Now, here is Gambia complaining about Sierra Leone. This is how bad we don't get. And if we're not proud people them of a country and we name, we'll all be upset with that. Gambians and now they are so upset with Sierra Leoneans. Then say, what would they export now in country now? Not to knowledge like we used to do. Now drugs. We export drugs, we export kush, then say they get kush problem until recently. And as Sierra Leoneans then they kingpins them for that. Now, if you're not proud Sierra Leoneans, why will you be happy for hearing that? And it's true. I'm not disputing what in the Gambians and they say. At all. But is that something we should be proud of? That we on lawlessness, only enough for we now with the expecting to other people country at that now capability that one day. And I'm not just saying a Gambia, from the police chief to the sub chiefs them, to every government officials, to minister this and that, they are addressing the kush issue. They are addressing the kush issue. Then go, they're on TV, they're on the radio, answering questions. We not see any such thing as Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone, the arrogance, the pomposity by our officials, and maybe coupled with ignorance, is so deplorable that it's even it just pains me that we've reached that level. They will not feel safe for account to anybody. When we get the position, they will not account to the people. So when we're busy with party politics, APC and SPP, we don't see the real harm where they take place in our country. I ask you now for look again. Now there are some of us abroad in the diaspora. No matter what you do, we will engage in the party politics because we too see the only way for go home and make a good living now for going to politics. So when you condemn this kind of behavior, this party politics, they don't like that. Because the vast majority, 99% of who were there abroad, where they go home, who want to go into politics, now for we own pocket. No question about it. You see? So now I make you get SFPP, APC, North America, South America, the South Pole, the North Pole, all these guys, now for just go load them pocket. They not get used to them, you engage them in discussions about what them vision for Sierra Leone, they have none. Okay. Now, but I'm in political position that one day. Let me go back to we landed friend Mr. Mengot, who will tell you a whole lot more about the SLRSA and the public-private partnership with the government. We still don't know if that private partnership is efficient. I want to ask Mr. Mengot about that. Have we seen any noticeable progressive difference in terms of would then take the power from Road Transport Authority, then now we'll get SLRSA, where now the government then on side, then get the private partnership with company where you mentioned just now. Have we seen any noticeable difference? And coupled with that, because of time, do we have present in Australia on the roadworthiness test in effect? Do we have that, sir? So I'll go back to you.
Okay, thank you very much. Before we go there, I think so we'll get 30 minutes. First of all, I want to respond to some things the way some caller they ask about. One of the caller they talk about, say why we not allow left-hand drive, I would say right-hand drive car. Because we drive on the right, but the steering there on the left. Whereas in England, we dey drive on the left, but the steering there on the right. The reason why we not dey allow them because they not the law, now because of safety measures. Because when you dey drive, you the driver, if not two-way road, the driver side for day next to the center line where divide the two lane them. You know, but when you get the other kind, the driver side they dey to the other side when the passenger. So it affects your judgment in driving. So now for safety reasons, we not allow them kind car and they for go. But if you want care and go, there's a way. Where you go to they can even they get mechanics the way they change them for you. Change the steering position. So that. Now no come to accident insurance. The insurance policy na salon, most people na third party fire and theft insurance and they take. You know? And waiting at that third party fire and theft insurance, it means that it cover anybody where if you damage a person in car, the insurance cover. If you bank person, the insurance also cover. It cover passenger in a vehicle, but it not cover your vehicles. But also, when you take insurance, as they can say, which man say caveat emptor, bar barrier, you get for read the small print. All insurance way they take me, say, you go tell me if I'm wrong. You get, by how do they do the policy, you get you where they take the insurance. No insurance, not the way they pay you 100%. It's not possible. You get certain contribution where they make. And with insurance liability in a salon, very low. But another thing where we can talk about policies there. There was a time when I don't talk to even the chairman of the insurance company there. We don't launch a policy called motor vehicle insurance where they may say all the insurance company there now, they forget certain amounts where they pay from the premium, forget a compensation fund where for compensate accident victims without any liability. We don't talk about that. Salon, we are very good at launching policies, programs, but we're not the follow. Now, let's come to this particular agreement where they talk. This agreement between Autospec and the government of Sierra Leone in the form of SLRSA, when are the Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority. When are they do the test, but then say, okay, for efficiency, let them hand over to this private company when an Autospec salon. And that agreement say, for put it in context, it was discussed in cabinet under the last government, not this government. It go to parliament under the last government as well, just like the toll road, not this government. And it was approved. Now, but the agreement it means to date, Autospec now 1 grain station and not bill when am I 6. And if you take the whole of Sierra Leone, 1 station or do. So the thing when they say they go do, they not do it. They mean say they go invest $25 million. But let's read from the contract some of the things that when I make so the speaker be accelerated and bring that contract back. Because just like the toll road, it gets a partner of the contract will say, although not Leone'S then they collect, but if the value of the dollar towards the Leone'S, I don't know why Alti was so obsessed in putting things in dollars.
Dollars, yeah.
If it increase or decrease by 10%, then therefore adjust that price accordingly. But again, if you look at, you get the responsibility of the authority and you get the responsibility of the concessionaire. Let me tell you some of the responsibility of we the authority, where I feel to say, now bad contract. You go tell me if you know. Number 1, the contract say now the government of Salon now for provide land on a lease basis for all the sites in a Salon. Now the government for provide land. How much land government gets? So if you say now, apart from Freetown, you want them testing stations a day, how much regions they get? Now 14 regions, at least each region for get one testing station. Government ain't get for finding land a day. And if you remember, if you take some parts, then if you take with land tenure system, some part then are the provinces or the regions, government not get land. So how government will go lease land for give them, let them operate the station. I don't know that approve, then deal the day. The next thing, they say the government now for provide the service of an independent consultant or auditor through competitive bidding for process and pay the fees. Now the government got to pay for that consultant fee. The other thing now, for process determination of existing vehicle inspection system and for transfer their rights they did to them. Government get to do that. Now that they be bring draw because the SLRS say they will maintain their station where they test their vehicle the way they can inside. Now Kisi Road. The authority say they want to take over that station there. And then they been lead to the suspension and immediate sacking of the former executive director. We now don't come back as a deputy minister. Then also government go for make changes in the law and in motor vehicle regulation rules for this vehicle system. We remember say at one time when they remove, we been get several people that they give license plates, about 4 or 5 companies. Government been get for terminate all the contracts, we hand over everything to this one green company. So they're a monopoly. Then the other thing, they say, these are all the things the way governments get for do for them. Then also, of the money when they collect, right? Then they get 90%. Government, they get 10%. And who are the personnel the way they use? Now the personnel from the existing government will command them. So these are some of the things that are these contracts where to me, you know, look all water. Okay. Then talk again about the suspension of services and emergency. It said at any time during the concession period, the concessionaire shall have the right to suspend, whether partly or wholly, the operation and maintenance. You know? So they can suspend them. Now they get it right. And what you know happen now, when they start this testing, the drivers union have been complaining because if you fail your test, you get to go back within 2 weeks. And then the company they say, they for pay half of the initial fee. The drivers union they say, they not for pay at all or too much. So then they been put on hold. So as far as I know now, annual tests for vehicle, you know, they take place. So most people when they go, then they charge them for annual inspection. And I want to let the government challenge me. Or the people the way SLRS say, let them show proof, say, then they do tests. Because the people the way they give the concession, now one grain station they get, when a mile 6, you mean say one grain station for all the vehicle in a salon. But then, just to conclude, we get an authority in a salon they call the National Public Procurement Authority, NPPA. Now they're responsible for provide guidance on all the public-private partnership procurement and everything. So as far back as July 2020, they may not write a letter for tell SLRS, say, let them not go out to this contract. What you do? Because number one, they not been put out to tender, they not been bid. There was no record of evaluation. Then also, they don't get any timeline as to the implementation of the NTIA. So it come back to when Mr. Speaker go in a parliament, go talk, say, if they can do and that, where your price don't go up. And from that time now, he calls, say, then for bring that contract in a parliament, let them carry look up. Just like the toll gate contract, say, if there's any variation, parliament get for approval. Then he come back to what you in the talk, say, parliament get for the monitor, then people let them for the get report. So today, Mr. Speaker, you know, come back to you. You know, come back to it. And at the same time, they talk now about this toll business. They don't suspend that. We don't know when they continue. So this one, now urgent thing, because then there are people and they die and we owe them. We get for look into this contract. If the people then say that they invest them for provide stations all over the country, from 2022 to now, almost over 2 years or 3 years, now one grain station no more they don't get, that now in breach of the contract. I think say we for look at that contract day and review them. So now the updates that day, I get for you. And over to you. I don't talk poku now. So say you go get question for ask, and so we listen and say we call in and ask question. And if the control room could put some of them comments there, we can able to respond to them, because now about the last 25 to 30 minutes now gets now.
Okay, well, just for make a comment or two based upon what you just tell us so. With respect to the availability of inspection stations, then, where it seems to me right from the beginning is workable. A minute to engineer.
There's a comment there. If you can read that comment there first for me.
Yes, yes, I can. Vehicles don't go through checks, hence accidents are bound to happen. And in Sierra Leone, the rules don't apply. Well, I guess this is some sarcasm. What the person is saying. I not think, I mean, the way he put them. For say, I think just to say, Sierra Leone vehicles, they know they check them. This is the way I read it now. And let me read it again. Vehicles don't go through checks. Hence, accidents are bound to happen. And in Sierra Leone, the rules don't apply. So I assume, say, the person is just being sarcastic for say, we not to law-abiding set of people, nothing matters. No, we're not getting the rules. So that's the comment this person posted. There's another person who said, do drivers know the benefits of the various types of insurance? Do insurance companies follow the guidelines when it comes to paying out victims in road accidents? Well, I can categorically say no. And I think the insurance companies are taking undue advantage of the people. I don't think drivers know the benefits. And well, for instance, in most countries, again, let me read another comment since we run out of time. Lawyer Shillon, if I could remember in the mid-80s, a lot of university grads at HTC went to join the police force. Some were good guys, but were corrupted and had to toe the line of corruption. That, I'm sure, was the case. And but okay, the comments are coming in left and right. The license agency in Sierra Leone doesn't have a database for all the drivers. In fact, you can pay for a license through a colleague whilst living abroad. And I know of many people who've applied this way. So again, maybe I need to read the entire twice. The license agency in Sierra Leone doesn't have a database for all the drivers. In fact, you can pay for a license through a colleague or a third party or third person whilst living abroad. I know of people who have done so to speak. Well, again, these are some of the things then we talk about. I mean, it's up to us, because a lot of us are saying how the system, right from the inception, we know say no go work. And instead of us complaining, particularly we from the diaspora, this is not the annoying thing, and Mr. Fode Mustafa will just say that. We live in a country where we enjoy, the efficiency of effective laws in place, in regulation. And yet, when we go back home try for uplift with people, so life will be better for them, we turn the system the other way around as we meet them. Well, what is the point in going home if you need to go up with ideas for improved policy? Again, like I say, I don't mind interrupting me on comments. Them, let us read some of the comments that are coming in. This has been a pattern of new appointees with big and empty talks, with no vision of what to do to improve the lives of the people and country development. What is going wrong? Well, there's a lot going wrong. We all know what is going wrong. First of all, there are too many square pegs appointment in round holes, or square pegs in round holes appointments, because you get people who are being made ministers, directors, who have no knowledge, nor do they even care about the department them or the agencies them or the ministry within the whole. And in many respects, even the presidents. So we're not talking about this current one. The pattern has been then just they appoint people just for the heck of it, for satisfy their friends them. So the presidents then they appoint people as head of ministries, as ministers, where they know very well say lack the expertise for certain things in the country. For example, and then in situations where we get even qualified people to hold certain ministries, they have been dead silent and with respect to offering their expertise. Now, in Sierra Leone, we are lucky to have the current Minister of Health, having worked for the Center for Disease Control in the United States, I understand in Atlanta. That's one of the best offices you can work anywhere in the world. And this man, as I understand, is a trained medical doctor, American trained. Well, when you train here, as far as I'm concerned, when you go back home, I hold you to a higher standard, because we know the performance level required of certain positions or jobs in which you get here. So it behooves me for see somebody who work for CDC, who is a medical doctor, who maybe is on retirement from here. How can you go back home, you're not able to make a dent with respect to the improvement of the delivery of both health, physical and mental health in the country? The Kush thing, it's about time the minister comes forward and start addressing it. The Kush thing is about time the president himself start addressing the effect of Kush. It's about time the Minister of Internal Affairs, because the threat of the country, not only when we talk about external threats, these are all would kill an entire generation of young people who are taking this Kush, and at the expense, because we do not say people are deliberately importing and even manufacturing in Kush. People in high places, we are being told, or the people who are involved in some of these things have connection with the people in high places. It's very cruel of we. And people are just sitting Somango begin argue when APC, SPP. Nonsense. What does that got to do with anything? Nobody not telling enough for assume the position. But when you go into politics, you say if the only reason should be to make lives better for the people. But we are now exporter of drug trafficking. That's what we don't become infamous for. The Gambians, you talk to them, the Sierra Leoneans have now becoming persona non grata, meaning we're not welcome in the country anymore, as they used to have the utmost respect for we, because of what we not care idea anymore. Now crime would go teach them. In fact, there's a situation a couple of months ago, less than a month ago, Sierra Leoneans are known also for other crimes like murder. Now in Gambia, there's a situation, a well-publicized situation, where this young Sierra Leonean person attacked a black British woman who had moved to Gambia in her retirement, used a sledgehammer to strike her in the head and kill her and try to bury her. Okay, so the crime, people they might ask you, well, we want to commit crime in Sierra Leone, yeah. But we talk about Sierra Leone and a people country where they go kill people in there. Now that's what they talk about. So these are all the things that they affect the country in good name. But going back to this issue about public-private partnership, safety of transportation, it can be done, because the way Mr. Umar called and said, we cannot lose hope and give up, because in pessimism is that it will never work. No, it will work. the people are what they set the policy, not them for blame. Not the people at the bottom want to comply. There are many ways you can get people in. The ordinary policeman at treat where they take bribe. How difficult is it to set him up and expose them for bribery? I mean, government can give undercover people them money, give them car for drive, record the conversation, both video-wise and audio-wise, for see why the bribe policeman. If we really want to stop it, and not to everybody, just get 50 people, when you catch them, that bribery thing, they go. So the people at the low level, they're not to the problem. But we also get to think about what Mr. Fode Mustafa say. You know, go pay a police officer 750,000 Leone'S, or 1 million Leone, or 1.5 million Leone, or even 2 million Leone. 2 million Leone'S. You know, go pay a police officer, the ordinary police officer, you know, go pay an account money they expect them to be able to put food on the table for anyone, let alone if you get away from picking. Let's be realistic. So it's so cruel of we come out abroad. We know what it takes to put food on the table. Why are we treating with people in this way? We'll go back home. I mean, at the same time, would they appoint people for whole certain position in Sierra Leone today, and in the previous government, people were being paid $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a month by the government, dollars. And then we pay policeman, we pay medical doctor an equivalent of $200, $300, $350 a month, a doctor. Would they pay the ordinary policeman we want for let them protect we? Would they pay them 1-2 million Leones a month? And we expect good service? How much service will you expect from a vehicle? If you go buy a motor car, we get 500,000 miles per hour. Then you want to drive and go Bo or Kailan. Then will you be surprised if that motor car did not even pass Hastings, it broke down? Now we want good service from them people, from doctors, police people, all the important people in our life. But look how would they pay them? Look what you would think of them. And, you know, who do you blame? You got to blame government, because we see the inequities. People who wanted to contribute much to the society are getting so much out of it. So much out of it. And I keep saying, please be suspicious of us, we the diasporans. Then we'll go back home, we want to go run for office. We have to suspect we are up to no good, most of we. I would say that categorically. So we have to begin question whether we go and check with background, how well we'll be doing that in America, and England, and Australia. Because even right now, you got a lot of people in old positions now in Australia. What were they doing when they be there abroad? You know, almost the lowest level jobs you can think of. Some of them are big time. You can't expect much from these people. You can't. So this is not a party politics. It affects we all. When Motoka lost control, it will kill APC, SAPP. And then Mr. Mango, let me just talk about one thing, the inspection station. For me, it's so unrealistic and it's so insulting to the intelligence of the people. One inspection station, first of all, you say we'll get 14 districts. Let's say one inspection station in each district. How unrealistic is that? And how insulting is that? Let me use Kailan. Let's forget Freetown. Let me use Kailan district as an example. Kailan district, which I grew up, I know very well, you know, or I can use Bo district, which I go school. All right. Kailan district, from all the way Shegbema, all the way to Kwendo, when you talk about a distance of about 70, 80 miles, at the very least, you go put one, and then that district there entail Daru, Mobai, Shegbema, Pendembu, Guineau, Kailan, Biodu, you name it, going up, Bunubu, you go all the way, Manoa, you go all the way to the end, Nakwendu. So if you do Shegbema, inspection station de Kailan, you get for drive your motor car all the way about 60 miles for car inspector. How unrealistic is that? Whose kind of policy now are they? It's just so ridiculous. Who are these people setting this kind of policies? And I make a talk about the unconscionability of their agreement here. The agreements are so lopsided that you cannot sit and set them from day one just to make money out of it, not to do anything good for the people. That's going to be my comment. So,
okay, so I think so. We'll get 10 minutes now. We'll get 10 minutes now. The one good thing about this, for roundup, I can like Salom people with Salom brother and sister them. I didn't want group in a traffic group. And we get a particular man, a lawyer, like yourself. Whenever we make solution, it can say not in our lifetime. We Salom people and Boku, they say, whenever you want to do anything, they say not possible. But it is possible because it happen in other country them. So,
of course.
One thing I will say now, Schumacher principle, small is beautiful. Law starts with the little things them, and waiting in our law. We're not going to make new law. And I can't go through how we're able to prove it. Now, for example, under the Road Traffic Act 2007, Section 2 of the Act, it says, the Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority forgets a record of every vehicle and driver license within the issue. Then forget a record. For God's sake, we not get reach 500,000 vehicles in Salon. That is a very small database. How come we're not able to get the one electronically? Even drivers.
Because we're not care. Because we don't care.
Yeah.
We don't want to.
If you say
we don't care.
If you say that 25% of people then get licensed in Salon, we are not think say rich. Now 2 million. Now small data, Dandy. I'm sure in North Carolina, get past 10 people and they will get license. So the first way for do, go and get that database electronically. Afterwards, this government can and talk. Now we get a Ministry of Communications and Technology because they don't split the ministry. Now you get information and civic education, then communication and technology. Then added to that, we get where they come with DSTI, Department of Science, Technology and Innovation. For God's sake, how come we not get electronic database of all driver and vehicle license? That is doable. Now, the next stage on that, these are the solution at the beginning now. Once you don't get that, then get the system where they call ANPR, Automatic Number Plate Recognition. It in other African country there. When a simple app where you don't get that database, the ordinary policeman on the street or the traffic warden, he could just get for put that driver a license number or the vehicle number plate. It could tell you whether the vehicle insured. They do it in America. Who's there insured? Who then are the owner? Who then are the driver? They tell you when next if you go for inspection. Because not to all man they go the same time. So when you inspection don't go, now all man get telephone, you get for give you telephone, he go send you an SMS say in 30 days if you go do inspection. So then they go help with enforcement. Then next, of course, now would they, for God's sake, would they put traffic camera, traffic lights them? Just few in Africa where they make noise, say, hey, we don't put traffic camera, this is the traffic signals. Then traffic signals, and they don't even get cameras for monitor violation. Why when they plan and they don't get the one a day? We can do, Freetown is a very small place. We can get, I know for sure, police headquarters, they get cameras the way they monitor places around. You can use them cameras and then for even track police officers the way they operate in the street. Yeah, you can able to monitor them. Now, the last one, under we same, I go read this one. You talk something, I go tell you, so we're getting our law. Now implement, you know, they implement them. It is under Road Traffic Act 2007, Section 100. Now they talk about driver disqualification. I will read it in English, then I explain it. So there is hereby established a penalty point system for the disqualification of habitual traffic offenders, ranging from 1 to 12 points and reflecting the degree of the traffic offense. So in other words, now what you they talk, now Salon and call and say, boss you license. Rather than they go full up with jail, when somebody commits an offense, not only find where they find them, they get a point system. And up to 12 points. And it continues, say, the authority shall maintain a touching up system for every driver, which means say, the point where they give, then get record of it because get data, right? So when you don't reach a particular point, it say now, under that same section, subsection 3, it say a driver whose penalty points reach or exceed 11 within 3 years shall be disqualified from driving for at least a year and subject thereafter for another driving test for a new driving license. So in other words,
there you go.
We get a system, it in the books. And like you know, anti-way go busting bubbles for people. Because I worked with the police for some time, giving them pro bono service. So I mean, work for them free, and that makes us be able to get traffic data and everything. I can tell you from the fines, the way they go courts, where the driver go courts, where then they find them. For 1 year, that is only 5% of what is due. They are making $350,000. So just imagine if we put that system there in place. We one, with a band one, the way they continue, where you get forget take the test, you pay back. Then if you take the amount the way police they collect, we can able use some of that money there for improve the services of police officers there. Give them proper housing, give them benefits. Because in salary you get to pay for housing. So that the man no say when they catch him, when they do anything untoward, what they lost? It will lose everything. Right? So if we put a system there in place, the money is there. If we just like when a man they say, hey, police they tell you, say, give me this now, government they go to me na me. No. In England, how are they? I don't work as a traffic engineer and everything. Some parking policy alone, Westminster City Council. A small area. If you take Westminster, it just like all of Sierra. They make $50 million every year from traffic fines. That same money they put back into the system for improved public transport and do all that thing. So if we put systems in place, this last project we World Bank for now $50 million. IROP. They go for 5 years. Will they make noise? People are saying that free money. If we put system in place, we able to generate 5 times that amount of money from traffic fines, from overloaded vehicle, and the country go safe, and we go able to improve the system. Let's go electronic. Let's pay people for do a good job. Let we respect, say, the benefits. Now we all go deeper now. Even the insurance thing. Then finally, the final word to Mr. Speaker, they appeal to you against the Parliament PR in contact. I will send a message to say next week, me to challenge them in the new program. I will tell them at the update for say, let me ask Mr. Speaker, whose term they bring this auto spec contract back for this vehicle testing, where it be not promised, it is on record. For that, they don't know, it didn't answer na the record of Parliament. So, Mr. Speaker, up to you. You don't call, you don't cry. You say, if not you, then they do it, they do it. Now, here the ordinary man in cry. So, this program, as I say, let me finish. I not just put waiting wrong with the system. I don't give a possible way of solutions for how we make and improve the system. So, now my last word is, and tell me listeners, and thank you. And one final word, we get the viewers app where things say we go circulate. Let people go and register now with app. We get beaucoup benefit. So after the program, yourself, then we're able to communicate with you, we will follow up. So I thank you very much. And now my final word, let's make Salon better. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, that's with respect to the VOS app. Make sure say then they see we symbol yonder. So if they go just try for download them, there are a lot of benefits we then go get, and there are more coming. But with that said, I hope we do try for address some of these issues. I also want plead to the speaker on the airport increase. The latest one will take effect March of this year. That And again, Parliament need for look into that because this is another taxation where Parliament not seem for no vote, but they not make it slide under the scale. They get to stop that. Whatever Parliament promised the country, we'll for make sure say the executive side of the government stick with it. But if we want the country for run right, we'll go for make sure say all the branches then work. Now it's going to be quite a challenge for the judiciary to get up from the position where the governments all the way back to Albert Maga in term, but particularly from Shaka Stephen in term to now, how would we weaken the judiciary? Weaken the judiciary to such an extent we get a lot of work for do. And for improving the judiciary, we just form committees without experienced people who know how the system and work in other country will not help us because that we do. We just load there and then committees there who would talk but say for improve the country. The very people within the committees, a good many of them don't get the exposure necessary and the requisite qualification for help for improve the system. So we just say, make them take all of that into account. So, Mr. Speaker, get the toll gate, we'll get this road worthiness agreement, and then for revisit the airport agreement because they all seem to be the same and along the same pattern. You know, these agreements go into effect, then they contradict everything the people know about. So with that said, I say thank you for our listeners. I say thank you to everybody who contributors them. And I hope we will see Usef and Rusef next week, Sunday again. Thank you.